sa electrical. Mayroon din silang mga smart meters proposal. Kaya maganda itong, lalo na sa energy savings, ang pangalan ng SGEI, Filipino company ito. Hindi may-ari
Maybe you
ng
could give, the contact
Filipino
details,
company.
sir.
Kaya ipapadala ko sa iyo, Ma'am Chi, ang pangalan ng director nila, ang nagmamanage yung anak. Solar ang mga apelido.
Email mo sa akin, Sir Domi, so that I could forward it to the group of Sir Hansen.
Magandang lead dyan for business prospects.
Yes po.
Filipino company
Sir
ito,
Domi.
fully documented.
Okay. Para yung sa expertise nila, may apply nila sa ibang bansa rin aside sa Singapore and Philippines. No? Makatulong din sa ibang bansa. Thank you, Sir Domi. Are there any other questions? Rodel, nandiyan ka pa? May tanong ka pa?
Not tres.
Yes.
Hindi, just a comment. Comment lang ako regarding dun sa ano yan, remote monitoring. Actually, when I joined a gas company sometime 2005, ano na yan common with the manufacturing industry. So actually, we have some plants locally that can be controlled from a certain location. So may mga plants kami noon sa Baguio, in Cebu, no? And then meron din nga kami noon sometime 2010, no, when we implemented a remote control and monitoring for a gas plant, no. Ang central control is located at the Jurong Island, but it is controlling two gas plants here in the Philippines, no. One is in Apalit and the other one is in Cebu. But you have to bear in mind that the network security should be very, very, very tough because you are opening your plants to the hackers out there, no. So same also with if you would apply it to your home o yung home automation, kasi naging mura na yung technology. So before, only the manufacturing and plants can afford it. Actually, Meralco, nakita ko si Carl pala is previously from Meralco. That's why you have yung Delta control nila, no? So the Delta controls, di ba, yung mga they can turn it on, turn off a certain section from the Ortigas building, So anywhere in their franchise, no? So yun yung sinasabing DCS is kada noon, no? But right now, because the technology is very, very cheap, so kahit sa home automation, ano na yan, very, very prominent na, no? So a lot of those who can afford can really install yung mga home automation, and then via internet, no, or yung IoT. But syempre yung security, kaya nga importante yung provider, no, especially yung kanilang platform, kasi ano yan, susceptible to hacking, no, and you don't want someone messing up with your home. So yun lang yung ano diyan, no. So siguro yung network security na lang ang titingnan natin, no. Kung magkakaroon ka ng home automation and then you want it remotely controlled, no. So even you are outside of the Philippines, no, anywhere in the world.
Sir Rodel. In fact, yun nga, it's just IoT is just a new name for what already the manufacturing has implemented many years
Correct.
ago. So IoT naging buzzword from 2010, but in fact it's already been there. And sabi nga, mahal yan dati, but now it's becoming a lot more affordable and within reach.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Pwede ako magdagdag? maidagdag ko lang kay Engineer Manalo, no? Actually, yung, kung di ako nagkakamali, 2005 na pinag-uusapan din namin yung substation automation system. Napag-usapan namin na napag-meetingan yung remote control ng protection engineer or ng ano to, ng isa pa, anyway, isang klaseng division yon na nagko-control ng hindi pinayagan sa amin yung remote dahil kung titignan nyo, para mapabaksak ang ekonomiya ng isang bansa, unang tinitira dyan yung elektrisidad
Power.
power. Kaya binawal din sa amin yung isa yan sa binawal, yung remote na mahahack sabihin mo makabago. Meron din yung nag-hack diyan, meron din makabago Lalo na ngayon ang Middle East prone to sa gulo Marami nang gugulo diyan Kaya yun lang yun lang yung isa yung remote. Kaya agree ako kay Engineer Manalo diyan Yung remotely controlled. Kaya ang ginagawa nila, pumupunta sila sa substation mismo kung meron silang gagawin.
Or if you would recall, Engineer Jaime, no, nagkaroon tayo nun kay Engineer Jules, no, yung NGCP, they have their own network.
Yeah.
Diba? But they do not use the PLDT Globe, they have their own network. Kasi rin nila yan no? Yan din ang backbone. Ginagamit na naman talaga natin yan.
Actually, that's the reason why Meralco had its own telecommunications also.
Correct. Yes.
And Meralco has, aside from the control center, yung Delta sa Ortigas, may backup yan. Nasa out of the 10 sectors, isa sa sector doon, nandun yung backup. At any event na may mangyari dito sa main control center, the backup event na nasa sector will be activated automatically. At saka yung firewall niya, maraming firewall naka-install. Kaya aware din si Meralco doon sa
Sa hacker.
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, today po, ang newest in the cybersecurity world is securing the operational technology. Ito pong BMS, DCS, ICS, PLCs, these falls under operational technology, especially for manufacturing and power, mga critical industries po. Especially, ang daming hacking nangyayari dyan. So, but there are also new technologies in cybersecurity that can prevent these threat actors from infiltrating or attacking the systems. I'm just, surprised. Sa Pilipinas, talagang we're lagging. Even in this power, yung mga kausap naming mga power companies, wala talaga silang protection for these systems. No? So, market is there for cybersecurity as well. For even sa manufacturing, if you guys are working in manufacturing, most likely wala kayong protection for these operational technologies. So cybersecurity. And as you know, back in 2006 or so, yung Stuxnet attack sa centrifuges in Iran. So they are air gap, name po ng air gap, yung nga pong sinasabi ni Sir Jaime, na hindi sila connected sa internet. So they have to go, ayaw nila ng remote. These are air gap, but those are still quite vulnerable
Sabihin mo, pag-aralan, dito na lang idaan.
To cybersecurity attacks because pati yung mga threat actors, they know how to attack these PLCs, these DDCs, these ICS. So today, they're really brilliant threat actors. They can attack this. That's why you need to put in software for cybersecurity to detect and alerts. And of course, I don't want to advertise yung NGT, but meron po kami mga technologies na gano'n not to promote the company, but we offer these solutions as well. So tama po kayo. But today, even air gap is still a, what do you call this, vulnerable to this attack. So hindi na po yung like what we think na kailangan hindi online, on-premise, even the on-premise can be attacked and yun po, can be attacked. So, katulad po ng nangyari sa centrifuge sa Iran. So nangyari, pinataas nila ngayon yung centrifuges, yung speed until sumabog and kasira-sira. So that's for enriching uranium, no? So yung mga critical industries really need to have these cybersecurity solutions. Tama po kayo, Sir Hani.
Sir, si Engineer Edwin Pisel from Middle East is raising his hand. Sir, you can unmute your microphone and ask.
Good afternoon po, good afternoon po sa lahat, ma'am, sir. Sir, may tanong lang po kay Sir Hansen. With respect sa redundancy nung system design niyo po, how it is been secured?
Redundancy in terms of data
Design.
security.
Yeah, everything po, from design to hardware, soft and hardware.
I think that redundancy would be applicable more for the data. Right?
Okay,
Because
how
on the
about the
hardware,
hardware?
you cannot do redundancy. What I showed earlier is yung monitoring ng hardware mo, ng outputs ng hardware or environment. For example, if you have monitoring temperature, so or let's say PICV, yung pressure niya, you want to double check with an independent monitoring solution. So these are third parties, and that is incorporated sa mga standards, like for example sa GXP, meaning sa mga good manufacturing practices in pharmaceutical and industries. Yung sinasabi yung redundancy is well incorporated in those standards. And in fact, if a company is wise, they should have these redundancies. So even in data security, IT securities, these are built into their system architectures and so on. So on the hardware part, what you can do is put these sensors which are independent of your network. Kasi yung building management system, they've got sensors, they feedback, they have a control loop mechanism, they feedback to your BMS. But pag nagkamali yung sensors nyo or nasira yung sensors, would you know, you will have to check that, so you have to have a third party. That's why I think the wisdom ng GMPs or GXPs, what we call GXPs, is there for us engineers to implement in our systems. Kasi importante yun. Tama po kayo, Sir Edwin.
In the second thought, sir, with respect po dun sa mga data storage, we do believe kasi nag-design kami ng ganyan. Meron kami mga offshore storage at saka merong local, multiple, especially sa data center. Using this technology, most particularly yung mga critical mission facilities, redundant, except doon sa mga field devices kasi 1:1 siya.
Yeah.
Pero doon sa mga servers, mga storage recordings, multiple storage, even offshore. Yun lang po ang may share ko. Thank you po, sir.
Thanks, Sir Edwin. Tama po. Even if you Google, Facebook, they have got redundant systems. So when one is attacked, the other one can come up. Thanks, Sir Edwin.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Merong question kanina dito, sir. Yeah. Galing kay Sir Rusty Alegre again. Do you have a cost consideration per square meter for the installation of building automation system?
Well,
Next is Sir Josh.
Yes, Sir Rusty. Well, I hope meron yan, pero wala, because first, the process of energy audits, first of all, you gotta establish a baseline for your specific building. So different buildings will have different energy consumption, energy patterns, demand, and supply. So you will have to create this. So wala talagang, and then you have to consider what are the technologies that has already been placed there. Ano ba yung technology ng chiller water mo? Ano ba yung technologies ng different type of technologies that we talked about now? So you have to put this into consideration. Yeah, there's really no cost rule of thumb here. So in fact, big buildings can have depende sa installation mo pati ng iyong targets, efficiency targets, no? So when you say, even for big buildings, what we saw in use cases ng ibang buildings, ng ibang energy savings companies is that minsan yung implementation nila is 500,000, but it can take 6 years to recoup. You know, and then some of that can be 10 million, I mean 3 million, maybe what I saw was 5 to 3 million, 3 million, pero pwedeng 2 to 3 years lang. So, depende sa ano po, specific building that you want to implement the building automation system. So again, the engineer has to be able to show this cost-benefit analysis.
Okay, thank you, Sir Hans. Si Sir Josh from Abu Dhabi would like to ask a question. Sir Josh, you may unmute your microphone.
Magandang hapon dyan sa Pilipinas. Mayroon akong question kay Sir Hansen. Kasi dito, nagtrabaho ko sa facility building engineer. So, itanong ko lang kung meron na ba tayo dyan sa Pilipinas na example, software for mobile application na makukontrol mo yung cooling temperature sa inside the mall or inside the building instead of pupunta ka pa doon sa sa BMS control room?
Meron po, Sir Josh, meron.
So
these are in fact available sa mobile?
Yes.
And tablet.
Kasi,
so you can integrate this nowadays. Opo.
Kasi during routine inspection, even your routine din inside the mall in public areas, so ma-observe mo kasi na itong area na to ang lights nag-iilaw, tapos hindi naman kailangan kasi mayroon ng skylight, so gusto kong patayin doon mismo sa tinatayuan ko. So ayaw ko na pumunta doon sa BMS. Yun ang gusto kong malaman dyan sa kung mayroon na ba dyan sa Pilipinas. Kasi mostly dyan nakita ko sa Mall of Asia, mayroon ng skylight tapos nakabukas ang ilaw nila sa sa ceiling light. So ngayon sabi ko, parang sayang tong kuryente dito Yun ang observation dyan sa Pilipinas.
That's available po, Sir Josh. And in fact, yung mga vendors natin ngayon, open ang system nila even to develop this UX UI or dashboards for such systems po na kailangan. So if that is what your company needs, isa po tayo, Sir Josh.
I hope so. Yung din, sir, itanong ko lang din yung halimbawa sa cooling temperature. Mayroon kasi dyan when I was in vacation in Philippines, na-observe ko na grabe ang lamig sa corridor na which is wala namang tao. So meaning yung thermostat nila doon hindi gumagana or yung VEV. So during yung mga engineers na nagtrabaho doon sa sa facility during routine inspection, so mayroon din kaya yung software na makukontrol mo din na ang temperature ay pataasan ko to or babaan ko to, mga ganon.
Yes po. So it's a couple of sensors you need to implement. Meron kayong thermostat dyan, and of course you wanna also control the airflow, so volume.
Yes.
Variable airflow. You also wanna control kung may fan coil unit ka dyan. So these are available technologies that you can implement, and also you must include yung occupancy sensor. So kapag walang tao, so you gotta open and close yung damper valves mo with the VAV, variable airflow volume. So you can put this together into your BMS. So that is very much possible, and that is what exactly BMS is for, so that you can control these ideas that you have is in fact put them together. That is the BMS solution, or BAS solution. So yun po yun, you can actually save this airflow in going into the corridors, instead of spending energy for that, turn it off. Kasi corridor nga, wala naman tao. And that is what exactly is the automation is for. Switchers.
Kasi
Can be done, can be retrofitted in fact. Yeah.
Kasi nung ako dyan, may mga nasa ceiling area kasi, nasa corridors, yung mga kiosk, nanlalamig na sila. Tapos panay request nila sa control rooms nila, or sino ba yung nag-control, mga nasa control room, hindi pinapakinggan, nanlalamig na sila. Mataas ba ang temperature pa rin doon, 21, 20. So ngayon, ang problema, ang kinalabasan na COVID. Kasi gawa ng hindi na control ang temperature. Problema din sa yung taga-control room, hindi rin nila na tingnan, iwan ko, baka sira ang na doon. Control. Yun ang yung concern ko dyan.
Po, sir, that can be in fact done with a building automation. So,
Yun lang, sir. Salamat.
yes. That's a
Okay,
classic
sir. Thank you,
example.
Sir Josh. Okay.
Thank you
So,
po.
meron pa kayong tanong kay Sir Hans at kay Sir Carl regarding sa building automation?
Ma'am Che, good afternoon. Si Rasito.
Yes, Sir Rusty. Okay.
In follow-up to my question regarding the cost per square meters, do you have estimated percentage cost of the BES installation from the overall cost of the building? Kunwari, we have a building of 1 billion pesos. So how much the BES cost estimated for that? In percentage will do, sir.
Sir, wala po yata akong data niyan ngayon on the percentage cost of the BMS cost, because as I mentioned, it varies from building to building. So you will have various classifications: old building, newer building, and those who are with a green building code buildings on the building automation system. Yun, Sir Josh.
May concern is kunwari, may magtatanong lang na kunwari, bagong building papatayo. So you will introduce the BES. So kailangan meron kang idea how much will be the additional cost. Parang ganon. At least mapanyungkan yung client. Yun ang concern ko, sir.
Thank you for clarifying, Sir Rusty. Yeah, tama po. But that will be, yes, depende po talaga sa, tama po yung tanong niyo. I think we can find out more. Sir Carl?
Okay, noted, sir.
Yeah. We'll look for that answer. Thank you for the question, Rusty.
Meron pa bang questions? Sir Josh? So, there is none?
Okay na ako, ma'am.
Okay ka na? Okay, so,
Okay na.
again, we would like to thank tingnan natin sa chat box, baka may humabol eh. Wala na. Okay. So, again, we would like to thank NGT management, the president and the CEO for this very informative, meron pa. May humabol pa, Sir Hans. Sandali, mamaya na ako mag-thank you. Sabi ni Sir Edwin Kisel, usually input-output point schedule ang basis as initial for the estimation, then hardwire configuration daw. Yun. Tungkol doon sa percentage na sinasabi yata ni Juan kanina, ni Sir Rusty. So, yun daw maging basis. May comment si Sir Edwin. Okay? Yung input-output point schedule magiging basis. Okay, thank you for that information, Sir Rusty. Sir Edwin pala. Sir Rusty, mag-thank you ka kay Sir Edwin sa kanyang sagot. Saka doon sa mga naging reply ni na Sir Hans at saka ni Sir Carl. Again, guys, I would like to thank NGT for this very informative webinar, and we are very grateful for sharing your expertise with us. And for that, we would like to award you a certificate of appreciation for being with us for more than 2 hours, 3 hours yata. Anong oras po ba? for more than 2 hours. Sabi ko sa'yo, 3 oras tayo, Sir Hans eh. Pwede mo pa sanang dagdagan yung presentation mo kung ano pa yung gusto mo i-present eh. You don't believe me, we have up to 6 o'clock. Pinagamit sa atin ng IIEE ang kanilang Zoom account. So we are given 4 hours for every Thursday delight. Okay? So, andito si Sir Anthony of Meralco, Sir Carl.
Yes.
Yeah, may mga Meralco, hindi ko alam kung andito rin si Sir Erwin, si Sir Alex, I don't know, mga Southern Luzon guys. Okay? So,
Si Mr. Lanes nga nandyan eh, pero nagte-text na lang sa akin.
andyan pala si Sir Atoy. Hey, Sir Atoy, could you give a short message to our participants, Sir Atoy? Sir Atoy, nasaan ka? Yan pala siya eh, hindi ko makita. Maybe Roger Chua wants to
But in.
say something. Saan si Sir Atoy? Hindi ko makita.
Lumabas na raw siya.
Lumabas na siya. Okay, hindi ko siya nakita. Okay, so kasi hindi ako nag-approve ng papasok. Papasok na lang yung gustong pumasok sa atin. Anyway, it's free naman po.
Yeah.
So inopen ko na lang yung ating Zoom link para at least kung sino gusto mag-join, join na lang lahat sila. Okay? It's a sharing of knowledge from people who are experts in their respective fields. So it's a good thing that nakakapag-share kayo, and these people would be very grateful for the additional knowledge that we have acquired from you guys. And for that, Dan, I would like to award the certificate of appreciation to both of you. Same lang yung content niya. And to, again, I emphasize, Northern Laguna chapter is the only chapter sa IIEE who has an award, the Hall of Famer. Okay? Wow. So we have 5 most outstanding chapter award mula noon. So again, our chapter, IIEE in Northern Laguna, IIEE Best Chapter Hall of Famer, awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Engineer Hansen C., Chemical Engineer, and to Engineer Carl I.G. Aquino, Professional Electrical Engineer. Saka may akte pa siya eh. Di ba, Sir Domi? Dapat nakasulat yung akte niya dyan. Okay? For sharing their technical expertise and profound knowledge as the resource speakers in this more than 2-hour webinar entitled Building Automation System Energy Conservation Approach, given this 12th day of August 2021, signed Engineer Rodel Manalo, PPE, webinar proponent, VP Internal of the chapter, March Machenzo, the president of the chapter, and yours truly, former president of the chapter. Okay? The current treasurer of IIEE. Again, thank you NGT for accommodating our request to be the speaker and the resource speakers for this afternoon Thursday Delight. Thank you to Roger Chua for coordinating on behalf of NLC. And thank you again to all of you, ang suki namin mula Middle East, mula Singapore, mula Apari hanggang Polo. Okay, so we are not just, we don't have participants locally, but we also have participants from other countries. Again, NGT, the President, Sir Carl, and the CEO, Sir Hans, thank you very much for sharing your technical knowledge to our participants. We are most grateful to you. Again, see you next week. Yung isang nag-question kanina, siya ang speaker namin next week. Distribution system yata, no, sir? Substation. Kalimutan ko na yung title mo, Sir Alvin. Pasensya na. Sa dami na ng mga webinars, hindi ko na ma-remember lahat ng mga titles ng mga incoming webinars natin. Pero abangan nyo next week. Babalik ulit tayo sa substation yata tayo. Ano ba din sa Thursday? Pa-remember mo? And next to that, balik ulit tayo sa solar na naman. Renewable energy. Del.
Teka, nakalimutan ko nga eh. Niisip ko kasi si Engineer Jaime eh.
Yeah, si Sir Jaime nga mag-represent next week.
Ayun, yun.
Ano nga yung topic niya. Para
SF6
abangan
ba?
nung bawat isa sa atin. Wala, hindi ko makita yung topic. Sir Jaime, August 19.
Parang
Dali Para abangan ninyo guys ang ating August 19 na webinar. Foreigner nung the other week tayo eh. So si Sir Peñalosa last week. Nagbabackread ako sa aking kwan kay Sir Jaime. Pasensya ka na. Ito, basic indoor GIS 132 kilovolt high voltage grid substation, main equipment and accessories. Yun po ang ating topic for August 19. Okay? So hindi na surprise ang ating kwan. Ang ating speaker. Kasi pinakilala ko na. Again, thank you very much, Sir Carl and Sir Hans. I'll be getting the details from Sir Jaime and Sir Domi, and I'll send it to you through email, Sir Hans. Okay?
Also want to thank si Engineer Roger po for arranging for us. Thank you very much,
I
sir.
think Roger is there. Would you want to say something, Roger?
Nothing,
Open
Gov.
your
Thank
camera.
you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, please open your camera.
Happy birthday, Roger.
Thank you, sir.
When was your birthday,
Belated.
Roger? You did not invite us.
Yeah,
Happy
That's
birthday
not
po.
good.
yeah. Thank you.
You should have invited us, Roger, your birthday celebration.
I'll ask budget from the National Treasurer.
No budget from IIE. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Gov.
Sir
Thank you.
Domi, email mo ako, message mo ako sa contact details dun sa...
Kausapin ko
Okay ka
muna.
ba? O wait, o Qatar o Bahrain?
Mayroon din silang unit sa Bahrain. Ang anak na doon. Ang ama na sa Saudi.
Yung gusto ko yung ama at saka yung anak pareho, no? Thank you,
Kausapin
Sir
ko muna
Domi.
sila.
Okay. And Sir Jaime, also waiting from you. Saan ba sa Saudi naman yung contact mo, sir? Wala na yata si Sir Jaime. Nag-prepare na siya ng slides niya for next week. Okay. Hi, Roger. Hi, little girl.
Yeah, hi, Gov. Good afternoon.
Yes, how are
Good
you?
afternoon.
Say good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
little girl.
Oh, she will treat you to Mary Grace.
I know how to drive.
Who would treat me to Mary Grace?
No,
6 years old.
Govchi will treat you to Mary Grace. She is a partner there.
That's
No, don't believe him. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
See you
bye.
again next time. Bye-bye. Stay
Thank
safe,
you,
everyone.
bye.
God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you all.
Okay,
Okay
bye.
po. Bye-bye. God bless.
God bless you too.